Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 202 of How About That Cigar Live. Thank you so much for watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, guys, thank you so much for being a part of How About That Cigar and listening when you drive down the road, when you work out, whatever it is you do, when you listen to your favorite audio podcast. Thanks so much for making us a part of that. And here in the Corona Cigar Studios, we have the studio door open. It's finally a beautiful day in Minnesota. It's been nice, you know, it's finally feels like actual spring, even though, you know, for most of the world, spring starts, I don't know, a couple of months ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm alive.
Yeah. Garrett was out in the intensive care unit. Not exactly, but
I was in my own little intensive care bubble, that's for sure. So the Rona got me round 3, and
oh, that was 3 for you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I only got it twice. You got it. This is the 3rd time. Holy crap! Was this worse or better than the first?
So 1 and 3 were about the same. However, with 1, I lost my smell and taste for like 10 days.
Yeah.
This one was like a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
Yeah. The first time I got it, I lost my smell and taste for at least a month, maybe 2.
Yeah. Yeah. You were.
But the second time I had it, it was faster and I wasn't nearly as sick.
Almost no symptoms the second time I had it. Yeah, this one, it crept on me. You know, several, 2 false, tests. And I was like, okay, it's probably not COVID, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, ended up. So I was down literally for 7 days.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah. I know it's, sometimes it just hits different, and you know, sadly you got it rough this time, but it's all good.
Yep.
It's all good. You're better now. You're
I'm alive
in the studio.
Yep.
That's what matters. So the Minnesota Twins are doing really well. We had a
little rough moment,
a rough patch,
yeah.
Especially against Cleveland. It hurts, because Cleveland's good and they're trailing us. But we're still in first place. Absolutely destroyed the Cubs in this last series. 3-game series against the Cubs. We outscored them 29-10.
Yeah.
I mean, we just killed them.
I'll take it.
And our pitching has been pretty much great. I mean, it's which is so nice to say. It's very unnatural for Twins fans to say our pitching's been great, at least for the last 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Frank Viola and Blyleven, I think, were our last.
Yeah. So it's been nice. And we start a series later tonight with the Dodgers, which, I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. So I'm not super confident about that series, but
nope.
You know, we'll have to see how it goes. As long as our pitchers keep doing what they've been doing, we just need to get the run support. I mean, we got a lot of run support against the Cubs, but the Cubs pitching really faltered against us. So we just have to get run support against the Dodgers pitchers.
I got to bring up one thing. So when we were off for a few weeks there, something happened in the world of chess that I didn't get an opportunity to bring up. And we have a new world champion in his name is Loren Ding from China. China's first real actual number 1 chess player hope, which is amazing.
This is the first world champion from China?
Correct.
That's crazy to me.
Right.
You would think I would just think,
I know, numbers game.
They would have had multiple,
right.
That they would have had multiple champions.
So their first one, and he's fantastic. He's not only a phenomenal player, obviously, to win the championship, but very humble and great player. So he took the championship, and me and Alex, the goat, we talk chess.
Chess nerds.
We are chess nerds. And I didn't get a chance to say that on the week we came back, but yeah.
So Raul, you say the Twins are in first place and the Yankees are in last, but they have close to the same record. That's great. Congratulations. The Twins won the season series for the first time in over 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's
yep.
That is
we're gonna take it.
We're gonna take it.
W's a W.
Yeah, that's just it. We're in first place. So
yep.
So fortunately, we were talking about this before we went on the air. The NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs are still going on currently as we speak. The Kraken and Stars are playing Game 7. I was very much hoping this was going to go to a Game 7 because I really want Seattle to win. And I mean, the Stars beat the Wild, but there's just something about this story with the Kraken.
I know.
They beat the Avs, which was completely unexpected. And
even this whole entire playoff, Florida.
Yeah, well, it looks like Dallas is up 1-0 right now. Well, end of the second period. So we're in the second intermission. Dallas is up by a goal. It's all right. They're playing in Dallas, so they do have home ice advantage, but I'm hoping Seattle can pull this out because I really want Seattle to go to the next level and play Vegas. So and Vegas is playing outstanding right now.
Yep. They have all year.
Yeah. So one other thing that I wanted to bring up kind of it is sort of in the world of sports. It's in the world of gamesmanship and sportsmanship. And anybody who even recreationally plays just friendly home poker games, for nickels and dimes or quarters, knows the name Doyle Brunson, and known as affectionately as the Godfather of poker. He sadly passed away yesterday, I believe. 89 years old. So we just want to shout out him and his family on the show. Before Garrett and I even knew each other, we were both sort of separately just fans of the game and like watching poker on TV and like playing home games and, the occasional casino and things like that. But it was just a joy to watch. He was a lot of fun, entertaining, down to earth, kind, and also just he had a brain for the game.
Oh my God.
Before anybody else did.
Yeah.
And he literally, people say this all the time, but he wrote the book on poker.
He did. And
then he wrote a second edition and a third edition and a fourth edition, adding in new stuff as the game evolved. And just one of the best to ever do it. And
if you're at all interested on a YouTube rabbit hole, and you just search, YouTube for Doyle Brunson, and the videos where, there's compilations of him accurately calling what people have in their hands.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. And there's been other players that, have done a really good job doing that, but Doyle was the first one to really be able to do that as an art form and do it consistently. So
yeah,
just phenomenal.
And his favorite hand was the hand that he won the World Series main event with twice back in the 1970s. It was the 10 deuce.
That was the same hand.
Both times. Yeah, both times he won the main event, he won it with the 10 deuce. And so next time you're playing a poker game, just play the 10 deuce for Doyle. And
always full 10 deuce. And I know it's Doyle's hand, but
just one time, just play the 10 deuce for Doyle, and and just remember him and all he did for the game that we enjoy so much. But I would really love it if we can move into our special guest event of the evening.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, let's bring on our special guest of the evening. And on How About That Cigar Live, our special guests are brought to you by Drew Estate. And Drew Estate has announced the most recent Freestyle Live event pack with an MSRP of $40. The new packs have been prepared, and each one will include 4 of the new premium cigars, unbanded, a Freestyle Live cigar case, a Freestyle Live torch lighter, and a Freestyle Live cigar rest. Each pack will also include a badge with a QR code, which allows the purchaser to enter a sweepstakes for a chance to win incredible prizes, including an airfare package to anywhere in the world for 2 people, a custom longboard from Subculture Studios, and finally, the grand prize will be a luxury watch valued at $10,500. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, without further ado, help us out, put your hands together, and welcome to episode 202 of How About That Cigar Live, Mr. Art Garcia. Brother, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Can you guys hear me fine?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
nice. Man, what's going on with you guys?
It's a beautiful night here in Minnesota, man. It's finally summer here. We get really harsh winters up here, man. We get killed with winter, and this year was like one of those just horrible, like it was a winter that felt like it was never going to end, and it finally ended. It's been beautiful here for the last few days, so we're finally just loving the sunshine.
I was about ready to go start like trying to find a witch, to kill, like Lion Witch in the wardrobe. Like it wouldn't, unless the witch was dead, it was going to continue to be winter. Yeah. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, every day above the ground is a beautiful day, guys.
Amen.
Every day
Amen.
I get up, I thank the Lord for giving me another day of blessings and for giving me the talent to make cigars.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So, Art, what are you smoking?
Well, I'm about to smoke one of my 2-year-old cigars that have been aging in my aging room in my factory for 2 years now, and it's I sell 2 types of cigars. I have my Antigua Esteli brand, which we still sell in Europe, the Middle East, Asia. And this one's the Antigua Esteli beautiful ring. Look at that.
Very nice.
And this beautiful ring right here.
That is dark.
It looks the same for the Segovia's ring, but it just says Segovia's instead of Antigua.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm smoking the same cigar because it's the same cigar.
Right on.
So you guys wouldn't believe the mission that I just came from. So we took off on Saturday morning, my wife and I. We took off to, we went to Managua. That's almost a 3-hour drive from Esteli. And we were there for half a day, and then we went to a beautiful town in Nicaragua called Diriamba, and it's up in the hills, right? And then we went to go see a friend. I took him, a friend of mine from California came down with his family, so I went to visit him, taking some cigars. And then my wife's like, "Hey, don't forget that your passport expired. You have to go renew it, right?" So us gringos, or Latino gringos, we had to exit Nicaragua every 90 days. And so I was already back late by 14, 15 days, right? So we drove all the way to San Juan del Sur, went to a city called Peñas Blancas, and I crossed over to Costa Rica. So I checked out from Nicaragua, walked to Costa Rica's customs, went to immigration, walked back to Nicaragua, and checked in back into Nicaragua. And all that process takes about an hour and a half, sometimes to an hour. So I did that. I came back, and I'm like, "All right, we're gonna go have dinner with Skip Martin and his wife, right?" So we went over to Skip's house. He has a beautiful house in San Juan, and so we went out there. And when I came back, he gave me some very special treats. Man, look what I got from him.
Oh wow, you got a bundle, bro.
He hooked me up, man. So I gave him some of these. He gave me some of these. And this is how we do over here in Nicaragua. All the gringo friends, we take care of each other. We help each other out. We try. But I know Skip and I have a beautiful relationship. Matter of fact, the house where I'm in now, it's my house now. I've been here since Skip moved out. I moved in.
Oh, right on.
This is Skip's old house here in Esteli.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna get these guys have cigars fired up. I'm gonna get my cigar fired up right now, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that on the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust toast can.
Right.
When lighting your cigar, it is important to be patient, pay close attention to detail, and focus on the tobacco. In the same way, Steve Saka brings those same qualities to the ultra premium cigars of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Patience, close attention, and focus on the tobacco are the qualities that Saka and Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust have become known for. From Sober Mesa to Umbagog, Dunbarton has a blend that will fit your palate, your mood, and any occasion. Visit dunbartoncigars.com to learn more.
There we go.
That's a nice commercial, Bray. I like that commercial.
Thanks, brother.
I got to give you some of my cigars so we can make that happen.
So, Art, one of the first things we love learning about people who are first-time guests on the show is a little bit of your backstory. So tell us a little bit about where you're from, and tell us a little bit about your history with premium tobacco and premium cigars.
Nice. So for you guys, whoever wants to read more about me later on, if because they missed the show, they could always go to Art Garcia Tobacco Business. They have a great article about me and who I am since back in 2018. PCA has a good article about me too. But pretty much, I'm a California boy. I love eating In-N-Out burgers, those great Mexican tacos, you know what I mean? So I'm Mexican-American. Well, it's something they call me Chicano-American. But I was born and raised in California. I lived there all my life. And, I've been smoking cigars since I was 15 years old, and I'm not bullshitting. It's a true story. My grandfather gave me my first cigar. My grandfather, his family, his father and mother, they're from Pinal del Rio, Cuba, and they came to Puerto Rico. Grandfather came. He wanted to become an American, so he emigrated and became a U.S. soldier to get his citizenship back in those days, and then came over to Cali when he was stationed out there, and then one of his off days, he went party with his troops, and then he met my grandmother in Mexico. And it was game over.
Oh, nice. So, how did you then, like, before the cigar business, or were you always in the cigar business?
No, I come from the music business.
Oh, okay, right on. So, tell us a little bit about your music history.
So I started as a music artist, right? So I was a rapper. I'm still a rapper. I know how to write some good lyrics. And when I was about 17, 18, I got signed to a major record label along with other friends of mine and who were doing artists. At the same time, I was already producing my own music. I was also a DJ when I was younger. So it all came from music, bro. But before I got signed to all that stuff and became an artist, I was always singing rap in Spanish music, like reggaeton, urban music, that kind of music. But before that, I started with music. Music's been in my veins since I was a young kid. I'm a trumpet and baritone player. In fact, I got my scholarship in college through music, through trumpet and baritone. And I play French horn too. I love classical music. So all my background has been around music. So when I was 17, I had my turntables going on in my room. I was writing lyrics to sing in Spanish, to rap in Spanish. So I became a singer and a rapper. And then I got my break through a friend of mine who dropped a single and got signed to a major label. So he asked me to come out on his record. So I did. And the producers at that time liked it so much that I also got signed. So my career from there took off. It didn't become real hit. It wasn't a big thing like Bad Bunny and things like that, right? Because back then, we were doing what we call Latin hip hop. It wasn't reggaeton back then. It wasn't urban. It was just Latin hip hop, Spanish hip hop.
Yeah.
And so when Daddy Yankee came out and he produced a hit, Gasolina, put me and all my friends out of business.
So, and then the transition from, so when you're doing your music stuff, and you'd been smoking cigars since you were 15 years old.
Yeah, so my grandfather gave me my first cigar when I turned 15, and it's funny because he gave one of my cousins when she turned 15. When they do that quinceañeras, it's very traditional in Latin families, and when she turned 15, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna give her some money, so he bought her a used car, for her to practice how to drive, and it was a beat up. I think it was a Honda Civic. I don't know if it was 87 or something like that, but she got a car. And so when I turned 15, I'm like, hey, Grandpa's going to buy me a car. So what he did is he set me down and we're in front of his humidor. He said, you see that box right there? the wooden box? He said, yeah. I said, you see what I have in my hand? Yeah, a puro. I said, go grab one, open it up, grab one, and bring it back with you. And sitting right next to me. So I did that, came back. We were like, I'm going to show you how to light up a cigar. And that's what everything started right there, brother. And so,
Do you know what it was?
Yes, I do know what it was. It was an old Arturo Fuentes cigar made out of Tampa with Cuban tobacco.
Oh, man, legit one of the old school Cuban Fuentes.
Pre-embargo.
Oh
Fuentes.
man,
I'm 42 years old now. Well, I'm going to be 42 next month. But I was 15 back then. Can you imagine the time?
Oh, that's just. Oh man, I love that. I love that.
I even told Carlito I had one. I had a half a box that my grandfather donated to me, but he left it for me. He was like, "I'll buy it back from you. How much you want for that box?" I said, "I don't know, Carlito. You have to give me something very special for that one."
Yeah.
But fortunately, my grandfather, 6 months after he gave me that cigar, he passed away.
Mm.
He had a stroke and never woke up from that stroke.
Sure.
And so I miss him dearly. But
Well,
thank you, brother. He implanted that seed. But
Yeah.
I do remember when we smoked the cigar and I was choking with the smoke. But he did tell me, this is going to change your life. This is going to make you a man. And this is going to bring back your family roots.
So
Years later, I'm smoking cigars. Between 15 and 18, my dad used to have the cigars in his office. So I used to run in there, sneak one out. And finally, when I was about 17 and a half, he said, look, I know you've been taking cigars from here. He said, so you're about to turn 18, so I'm going to gift you your grandfather's humor. It's yours.
Oh, wow.
Ever since then, brother, I tell you, I've been smoking cigars. In all my concerts, I smoked cigars. In the studio, when I was recording music, I was smoking cigars. And I have proof. I have a lot of proof.
Yeah.
Bullshit aside, people know me for that. All the executives from Universal Latin, Universal Music, Sony Music, Warner Brothers Music, Latin. Every time we had a concert or a gig or there was something musical going on, I will bring a lot of cigars with me and I will give it to them.
Nice.
And so that's when I said, hey, you know what? I think I want to get in the cigar industry. When I was young, when I was barely, before I made a lot of money, and then, after that is history, bro. I planned it out. Antigua Chile was my first baby, and we planned that out, and it happened, bro. In 2015, we sponsored a few musical big events in Miami. We did the Latin Billboards. I sponsored the Latin Billboards with Universal Latin Billboards and us, Antigua Chile. We had a cigar roller live right there, and I was giving away shirts and hats. It was only for music artists and all the music executives from Universal Latin. Manny Iriarte showed up. I invited Manny Iriarte. He was there with us. And in 2017, we were the only cigar company that sponsored the Latin Grammys in Las Vegas. So, and you can find this, it's all Instagram, all the pictures from back then.
Yeah.
And so we did a lot of cool things. So now all the executives in the music business, they reach out to me. They're like, Art, how's the cigar business? I said, it's growing. They said, well, send me a box, brother. Don't be like that. Send me a box.
All right. So Art, you, between, music and you deciding to go into the cigar industry, what were the, steps you took to learn about the industry, and who did you know or didn't know that you wanted to? What did that beginning process look like for you to?
Well, first of all, I was a smoker, so I already know what I'm smoking, and I already knew that Nicaragua was one of the countries I want to be in. I wasn't digging too much Dominican tobacco at that time. I wasn't digging Costa Rican tobacco. No disrespect to my colleagues in Costa Rica or Dominican Republic. Back then, I was really digging all that spice coming out of Nicaragua. And I remember I was smoking a lot of Joya de Nicaraguas back then. And I had friends of mine who were bringing back cigars from Nicaragua. So one day, I said, you know what, I'm going to go to Nicaragua. So I reached out to a few friends that I had, and then they contacted me with the right people here in Esteli, and I came down. Now, we're talking about maybe, I want to say 2010, 2011. So I came out here, started learning the process, bro. I started working. There was a small cigar factory here. It's not here anymore. And I started working with him, and they started teaching me the process from the beginning to the end. And that's how I started. And then I started working with pilones, and they were growing tobacco as well. Then I started working with them in the tobacco fields. And I was basically working on my summers for free. That's how I really started, bro.
And when you, like you said, you really wanted to get into the Nicaraguan style, the Nicaraguan spice and Nicaraguan flavor. Did everything kind of come together at once? Did you look around at factories and say, no, I'm gonna work with these people to blend my cigar? Did you say, no, let's just get everything rolling on my own 100% right off the bat? How did you decide which moves you were going to make and when?
Well, back then I was very immature in the business, bro. I didn't know what I was doing, really. All I knew was how to make cigars, because I was being taught how to make cigars. Fortunately, with that factory at that time, business didn't work out good. I ended up, I gave money and I never got cigars back, and shit happened. So I let that go, and so went back to the States. I was buying cigars from another source. And then in 2013, 2014, I became really good friends with Pedro Gomez.
Oh, yeah.
And Pedro started guiding me with some people out here. And then I met some other friends, and I met another friend named Payan, which is Pedro Gomez's friend. And I became really good friends with them. And they invited me to come stay at their family's house here in Esteli. And ever since then, I never looked back, bro. I've been working with different factories back then. But then I started making my factories with another factory that we released in 2019. And then it became a hit, bro. At IPCPR, we got the best booth of the year. Our cigar became the number 12 cigar of the world with the top 20 from the top 25 cigars from Cigar Journal magazine. And we just started working hard to the end.
That's awesome. So when you first released a cigar to the market, did you just release one blend, or did you have a multiple blends that you first released?
We had 4 blends.
Okay.
We had our semi-box first store 6x56, this one. We also had the Robusto 5.5x52, same blend, just a little tweak on it, but it was delicious. Then we had a Toro Ecuador wrapper 5.5x52 Robusto. We had a Toro, and we had the Torpedo. They were all 52. Ecuadorian wrapper as well.
And then take us through. So I know that you went through the entire process of learning how, from seed to cigar. But when it comes to blending the cigars, did you work with other, blenders, master blenders, or are these your creation?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and that's the internet. That's Nicaragua.
Internet's gonna internet.
It is.
We'll give it a minute here
Especially
to get a reconnect, or maybe it'll just.
Are we there?
There we go.
There we go.
We're back. It's that Nicaraguan internet. It's all good.
Yes, blame Nicaragua.
Yeah.
I got to meet a lot of great people here. Brother, 2 of them passed away. But I remember that every time I wanted to make a cigar, and if I didn't have a factory to go to, I would call Jose from Placencia, and I said, "Hey, brother, hey, man, I want to make some cigars, bro. Can I go make some blends at your factory?" They're like, "Dude, come on down. $2 a stick." So I would go there, make a lot of cigars, make a lot of blends, and then I'll probably be there for like 8 hours just making cigars. And I remember sometimes I used to make cigars with a guy named David Blanco at his factory. And so I will do that. I will do that for a few months, take them back home. I would say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I not want, this is what I want. So then the factory that I picked to work with, I will tell them what I want. I say, here's a cigar, here's a blend, let's make it happen.
We got a question from a viewer, what your favorite size cigar is.
54 and 56.
Oh, yeah?
So you're a bigger ring gauge guy. Yep.
I like Robusto 52, I like Toros 54s, and I like my box press 56.
Okay. And if you were forced to choose one, do you prefer a Prensado or a Parejo?
A Prensado, what would you say the other word is?
A box press or a round cigar. Which do you prefer?
Well, over here we come Toros. I say I will take a box press, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not my box press is not a square press.
Yeah.
It's a semi box press.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's square from the bottom and round from the top.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. It's easier to smoke. It's
Yep.
Yeah, I like those.
I do too.
I love these.
Now, what are if you talk us through your blends and the stuff that you have available right now for people to smoke, talk us through as consumers, what can we expect as smokers, as far as spice notes, strength ratings, that kind of thing from the cigars that you offer? What can a smoker expect?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of reviews with our Antigua Esteli cigars all over the world. These cigars sell in Europe and they sell very well. So there's reviews all over the internet, right? But if you want to hear from somebody from the heart, I will tell you that all my cigars are medium to full. All my cigars have a lot of creaminess, have a lot of aroma. All my cigars have a lot of flavors. When I make a cigar, I try to marry them the right way, so that way when the smoker smokes them, first of all, they're not going to get a bad palate, meaning that when they smoke, they're not going to feel that funny shit in your throat. When you do the retro smoke, which I love doing the retro smoke, you're going to feel some type of love and passion going through your nose. Of course, you're going to feel the spice. That's where Ometepe comes in.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a smooth process, like a smooth operator. So every time I listen to that song, right?
Love that song.
So when you smoke my cigars, you're just going to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Can you imagine smoking our new Segovia's Destiny cigar coming into the U.S. market this month that has been aged in my humidor for 2 years? Picture that.
Nice. So that's a good aging time. And, a lot of times you hear, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years. That's pretty good.
Guys, let me tell you guys something, bro. We opened a factory in June of 2016. Next month, I'm going to be 2 years.
Okay.
We made a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Close to 100,000 cigars for my brand. I haven't sold any of them.
Oh, okay.
I only sold to a European market, right? And
right.
Other markets. But the U.S. has not had any of my cigars.
So what is the plan for the American market?
Conquer USA again, bro. Because I'm from the West Coast. I'm an American, and I got to come back to the market.
Okay.
I've been out of the market for a couple of years. I don't know if you guys know what happened.
I do.
Yeah, there was a
so that pretty much put me out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that this brand came out or this happened to them. I got sued by a big monster for bully reasons, and pretty much they put me out of business. I came back and I opened a factory. I said, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Excuse my French.
Oh,
hey,
it's
ain't no problem here.
This is an adult show.
There you go.
We encourage.
So, coming out of a federal lawsuit cost me over $500,000. I defended my name on T. Westerly, and I got to keep it in the rest of the world.
So that name's going to stay outside of the U.S.
And it's going to stay, but not for long, brother. I'm going to change the whole name completely.
Okay. Which
Now
I
it's
guess
all-
I guess makes sense. You don't have to pay to have separate bands printed and boxes and all that. That
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, I guess.
So whatever I have left for Antigua, I'm going to get rid of, and they're going to become memorabilia. They're going to become something very special because a lot of people use my ring as collectible items.
Okay.
So, are you going to be at PCA?
That's the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan. But when you have a $5,000 payroll every week, it's kind of hard. And
Oh,
when
yeah.
you got no sales, it's even harder.
Yeah.
That's the plan, brother.
So we know, I know that you have also done projects for other brands as well. Are you able
Yeah.
to talk about any of?
Sure.
So let's talk about some of the other projects that you have done that people
I'll
would
show
maybe
you.
know about.
So I made this guy.
Casa 1910.
Oh yeah.
Right. I made this one. I made the Gordo 6x60. Higuero. And the Torpedo, the one that just won 90 points with Cigars done.
Awesome.
I'm very happy for those guys. They got 90 points in their one of their cigars. And oh, they did get 90 points with Cigars Lovers magazine too, the European magazine.
Yeah.
And I know that you know our friend Orlando. Have you done any business with Orlando, or are you guys just?
You talking about Osvaldo?
No, Orlando from Divine Leaf. Do you know Orlando, or maybe?
Yeah, Orlando. Yeah. No, we haven't done any business yet.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Not yet. Mm-hmm.
So when you look at kind of the way the U.S. market is going these days, we've seen, and I'm not even just talking cigars, but the question is going to, in a roundabout way, get to cigars. But ever since COVID and all the stuff going on around that, for the last few years, we've seen a lot of different types of products just get more and more expensive,
Right.
over the years because, for whatever reason. So when you look at pricing structure in Europe versus pricing structure in United States for cigars, what are you seeing, and do you think it's a good or a bad thing as far as like pricing trends with cigars?
Well, Europe right now is about to turn around.
Okay.
They have a thing called trick and trace, and it's going to put a lot of smaller companies out of business. Kind of like what the FDA is trying to do with the American market for cigars, right? And so that's going to stop a lot of little distributors, a lot of little guys sell cigars because they won't be able to afford to pay up front 15 to 20,000 euros just to sell cigars. But aside from that, a good friend of mine told me, Art, stop bullshitting and fucking around and focus in the U.S., bro. You got no other business but the U.S. And he's right. So I think the U.S. it's the only best market in the world.
Yeah. The U.S., I mean, there's not percentage wise. I mean, it's like what 1% of the U.S. population enjoys premium cigars, but just overall the number of boxes that get sold in the U.S. is pretty outrageous. So it's a market it's almost impossible to not be in, which is why it was so tough for you in the time you had to, worry about lawsuits and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was lucky enough that we did pretty well, bro, in the first 6 months.
Yeah.
We did pretty well, but pretty much all my money's went in that lawsuit.
Yeah, that's
bro.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
hurt a lot of
learned. I think I paid for a high education in trademark, bro. I became the best trademark attorney in the world. I'll tell you that.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what happens is that every time we get defeated, it's a lesson learned, and all we got to do is get back up and keep going.
Yeah.
So when everybody thought that I was done, when everybody thought, there was a point in my life, bro, in 2019, 2020, where even some friends, partners, investors just left me out cold.
Oh, wow.
Abandoned me completely. I was on my own.
Man. Yeah, it's always tougher when you're doing it out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's.
And I remember I'm looking at my bank account. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm sitting down in my place in California, and I says, "What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" So then, and you know what's funny is that I also got married in 2019 in Nicaragua with my wife. My wife is Nicaraguan from Nicaragua, and we got married here at Miramar Beach, which is in the Leon.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few months later, I had to go to Europe, and that's when we got the lawsuit. But I remember I called my wife and I said, you know what? We're gonna fight this through, and then after this, we're gonna make a decision what we're gonna do together.
Yeah.
And then in June of 2021, I said, you know what? So before I opened my factory, I was talking to some factories about making my blends, but I'm very special with my cigars, right? My blends.
Yeah.
Then I remember I gave my blend to a factory, and we were supposed to start production. We were going to start with, I think, 30 or 40,000 cigars. And this happened in January of 2021. And these guys ended up just fucking up my blend.
Mm.
So then I opened up the tobacco and I started looking at the leaves they put in, and I realized that a lot of these leaves, this was like grade C and grade D tobacco.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know about tobacco, but we have 4 grades of tobacco. You got A, B, C, and D. A and B being the best, C and D being, just scrap tobacco, bunch of holes all over the place. It's not fermented or cured right. I mean, this, right? And when that happened, I said, you know what? I'm not going to trust my cigars for no one. I don't care how big or little you are. I said, if you're a big company, you're not going to really focus on my cigar because I have a small production. And if you're a small company and you're trying to take my blend for your blend and change my blend and put the shitty ass tobacco, even though you're charging me for a premium cigar, I said, screw that. So I started the factory with $150,000. And then a friend of mine lent me another $150,000. And then I ended up selling my house, my cars in California, half of my furniture. And I raised more money and I put it back in the factory, bro. And ever since then, I never looked back. I moved out of the U.S. and I moved to Esteli, and I've been here ever since.
So how's that transition for moving from the States to Esteli full time? I mean, it's we've heard from some other people who've made that change that it's just a different. And I've been to Esteli a few times, but I haven't lived there full time, so I can't even imagine what it's like changing your life like that. What was that transition like?
Well, it's I'll tell you guys the truth. Esteli is boring. It's not what you guys think. A lot of single dudes, they come here, they want to go party, meet girls, and that's fine, right? But I'm a married man, and I love the wife, and she loves me, and so basically, from our house, I get up in the morning, work out, drink my coffee, smoke my cigar, then I head over to the factory, work 9, 10, 11 hours, and if you don't believe me, ask Skip Martin. He also works a lot. He's a big worker. He works a lot. And believe me when I tell you, that guy doesn't leave his factory till like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning sometimes. And so we work, 12, 13 hours a day. Even though we all the workers leave at 5 p.m., I stay working in marketing, and I stay working, planning our return to the U.S. Whatever things I got to do, I make it happen, right? And I tend to work more when everybody leaves than when people are there. And then I come home, we have dinner, watch a movie, we'll take our little dog for a walk, come back and go to sleep, and do the same thing the next day. When Skip and his wife are in town, we'll go out for dinners, couples. His wife, Arlen, she's good friends with my wife. And we'll go out to dinner at a steakhouse here or something like that. But it's not like we go clubbing or we go to bars, and we don't do that stuff. We smoke cigars in our patios, bro, or at the factory. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But we do travel. We go to the beach. I love going to the ocean. It's a 3-hour drive. And if you want to go to, it's a 3-hour drive to Leon Beach. But if you want to go to San Juan where Skip lives, it's a 6-hour drive, 5 to 6 hours.
Yep.
It depends on traffic. But it's a beautiful beach out there, bro. It's
Yeah.
You know, if I want to play golf, because I like playing golf, since you were talking about sports, I have to drive literally 4 hours from here to go play golf. So I haven't really found anything cool to do out here besides cigars in Esteli. I was just talking to my wife today. I said, you know what, I'm going to get into chicken fights or gallos. You know, we have a gallo tournament every week over here. I said, I might get into that because my family in Mexico, they're all into that, bro. You know, so they're pretty good at what they do. And so I was thinking of getting into that, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I have a friend who owns a recording studio about 2 hours from here, professional recording studio. So I might start recording another album, bro. I was just thinking about that. A friend of mine who was here a couple of days ago, he manages a lot of big acts. In fact, I'm still in the industry. I still collect royalties for my music.
Nice.
But for some reason, somehow, I got something I want to let go. You know.
Yeah.
And for the last 3 years, I had a lot of tension, a lot of stress. And I think if I record an album, it will help me out. So
Yeah, you still got stuff to say.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna release some fire like Eminem in his first album.
I feel a diss track coming.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
And so, but besides that, you know, my wife and I, we just, you know, what we do the best is just walk our dog around the block, a couple blocks. I have my own gym in my house, so I don't have to go to a gym. I work out here in my house. I have a treadmill, I have my weight sets and free weights. So I try to do that, at least, you know, to keep my diabetes in place, bro.
There you go.
You know,
well,
but
bro,
it still is overall, you know, it's just. Well, here's a cool thing about to happen. I heard that there's going to be a new McDonald's here.
Oh, that's big, actually. That's big.
I'll be having those breakfast sandwiches every morning.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you this, that the McDonald's in the Dominican Republic shits on American McDonald's.
No shit.
Dude, their breakfast, because the breakfast, they have the plantains for breakfast. Their breakfast burritos are twice the size they are here.
And I bet they still use beef tallow instead of vegetable oil.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, that's
they use more organic food.
That's the real shit. Yeah.
And it's so good. So Art, one of the things, I mean, we love telling the story, and we've, you know, we've heard your, oh, Skip.
Hey, Skip's been, he's been giving me some tips.
Yeah, Skip's you guys, if you haven't seen Skip,
that pick was.
Oh, Skip, your recent gains are legendary, bro.
Oh yeah.
See the guy, bro? He has a six-pack now, bro.
I know. Did you see that?
Just like the guy said in Tropic Thunder, shredded like a julienne salad, man.
Right? So Art, we want to follow you on your journey to coming into the U.S. market. We want to support you and
appreciate you, bro.
You know, and part of that is obviously telling your story. We heard you're, you know, a hard worker, and we know that you've got the support with, you know, from people like obviously Skip has come on to give you a little, and we want to support you in continuing to tell your story in the U.S. market. Now, the plan is to come to PCA. Okay. What are you needing in order to both make that happen and to get your cigars into the U.S. market? What are the pieces you're missing?
Oh man, I don't know if I could tell you what I'm missing, but pretty much I just got to square away the boot right now. I'm work in progress. I'm working on details with that. But we have everything ready, bro. We have the cigars ready. We got the rings ready. The boxes are getting ready. We have our distributor ready as well. So pretty much all we need to do is just show up and a lot of marketing, letting people know we're coming out. Finally, after 2-year waiting, retail's been waiting. People think that I was never going to come out. I'm coming out. finally, and I'm very excited to present my new cigar to you guys. Excuse me. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a dream come true. It's like buying my brand new car, I never had before. You know, I feel, I'm excited, bro.
Are you doing the Fosforo?
I did the limitada, Fosforo limitada.
Bro. Dope. So we love Jeff. We had both Jeff and Mike. Yeah, and I was just smoking Fosforo. So tell us about that project.
Oh man, so Jeff's a cool dude, man. I love that guy. He comes to smoke with me all the time. So Jeff, one time, I said, "Hey Art, I would like to make a special cigar with you, and what can we do to make that happen?" I said, "Well, what do you want to do, bro?" I said, "I don't know. I want to make a small project. I want to call it limitada." I said, "I tell you what, I have this blend for you I could make that you might like." So he went to the factory. We smoked several of them. After smoking 3-4 cigars, he said, "Let's make it happen." So we made a good amount of cigars for him, and they're going to be released. I'm not sure if it's going to be by PCA, but whoever's going to smoke those cigars, they're going to go on a surprise. It's an amazing cigar, and it has this distinguished, beautiful flavor, bro. When you smoke, when you spark it, you're going to have this aroma, right? I'm a big guy with aromas. But when you start smoking it and you start tasting the flavors, you're going to be like, wow, this is a kick-ass cigar. So it's called Fosforo Limitada. Look out for it. That's internet sucks. I think it's my Nicaraguan internet, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Now, yep, I got you now.
All
right. So we love Jeff and everything that he is doing with Fosforo. We're super excited for that project. So we've got that coming up. Sorry, we've just got some technical things happening on the background of us.
All good. I'll drink some of my Flor de Caña.
Oh, you're drinking Flor de Caña?
Right here. There you go, brother. Right there.
We love it. All right, we are back on.
I didn't lock it. I just hadn't moved the mouse in a while, so it.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, it locked itself. So.
Well, there you go.
It was still. We were still on.
Oh yeah, we were on, and I knew that Justin, had it.
There you go.
No, I gotta remember. You would think I would learn after 200 episodes not to drink beer during the show because I got to piss so much. But yeah, I made a rookie mistake after 200 episodes. I'm drinking beer. I have no business drinking beer during the show.
Drink some Flor de Caña 18, brother. It's going to be a good mix.
Oh, Flor de Caña. I have, I'm out. I have had my fair share of Flor de Caña. I love that stuff.
So Art, is there any way for consumers in the US to get a hold of your cigars?
Yes, you could help me support by smoking any of the Casa 1910 Calvary Edition with the green label. Those are the ones I make in the factory. So if you smoke the green labels, it's like you're smoking our cigars from the factory. Great cigars. Manolo did a great job blending the cigar with me, and it was an awesome cigar. So I want to give all the credit to Manolo on that one. But if you want to smoke something out of our factory, smoke Casa 1910 green label. You could also smoke the new Fosforos Limitada coming out.
Yes.
That's also coming out of the factory. So that's going to be a great smoke with Riverside Cigar Lounge. And so hit those guys up, hit up Jeff, and then he'll make sure he'll hook you guys up with some of those. Or the consumers can buy direct from the store. Or wait for our cigars to come out. Segovia's coming soon.
Very nice.
We always want to, obviously support our sponsors and stuff. I don't know, if Smoke Inn or Corona is carrying any of those.
Yeah, they do. They had a big party at Cinco de Mayo with Casa 1910. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very nice.
So please check out our sponsors to get a hold of those cigars. Helps both support not only what Art is doing, but also helps support us and what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Man, and we're excited.
Yeah. I know it's been a long time coming, but we know that you're gonna get your own brand back in the US market soon. And we look forward to it, and we're excited for what you have coming down the road.
I got some questions for you guys.
Oh, right on.
Bring it.
Let's make it happen. So my crazy ass, because I'm very artistical, right? I come from the artistry side of making everything. Like, if you notice the rings, they're very artistic.
Yeah.
Right. So when I designed this ring, I actually drew it. I drew every part of the ring. And I remember I gave it to Manny. Manny Iriarte, I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
Manny designed my rings. So I give it to him on a paper. I said, bro, this is how I want it. Boom. But I want you to do your magic on it. This happened. This is a conversation we had in 2016 when Manny and I met for this project. And so everything I do is artistic. But my crazy ass, now that I got a lot of time after the factory, I want to create a room and make it into a podcast room.
Oh yeah.
And I want to call it, and hopefully it gets skip support on that one. I want to call it the Crazy Gringos or some name podcast for only factory owners to come and talk about their factories. So we can talk shit. All the shit goes in the factories. But let me tell you guys, a lot of shit goes in the factory. And that's fun conversations to have, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I got to tell you guys. So I want to do something. But what do you guys recommend? How should I get started? I have no idea how to do it.
Well, first you fly us down there. That's where it's
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's when we started this, I will admit I was in way over my head with how I thought things were going to go. And Matt has been the master at building How About That Cigar.
Nice.
And so you need somebody like a Matt to help put all the pieces together. But I can tell you this. Once you have, I mean, the easy stuff is the equipment and all of that and what you want to spend. But the two most important things are consistency and good content.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, you've got the content thing down because
Yes.
I've only heard a handful of really great factory stories in my time, and I know there's thousands of great factory stories that people would love to hear.
That's an untapped
yes
there, bro.
And believe me, Skip and I have a lot of stories.
Oh, I know.
Or any owner of the factories here, I'm telling you guys. So I've been a member of the NAMM show for close to 20 years. Have you guys heard of the NAMM show?
Oh yeah, my brother goes to NAMM pretty much every year. I've never been myself, but
I used to live around the corner from that. I used to live across the street from the Angel Stadium.
What is it? I got nothing.
So the NAMM show is where all the music providers in the world, from the little flutes to the piccolos to the trumpets to the drums, any part the drum set needs, or the wood sticks, or anything, or any guitar, the best guitars in the world. Even Bout shows up right there once in a while.
Yeah.
They all get together in one place.
Like a trade show for music.
It's a big trade show.
Music equipment, sound equipment,
all
instruments,
the music equipment in the world, everything. So I became really good friends with the guys from Shure, the microphones.
Yeah.
The guys from Blue microphones. Mm-hmm. Even with what are the companies called? What's the Mexican boards? Allen Heath.
Allen and Heath, yeah.
Right. I'm good because I used to DJ back then, right?
Yeah.
You don't believe I have my DJ name right here somewhere, right down there. DJ Creator.
Nice.
Creator. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that. DJ Creator, right? That was my DJ name back then. Don't steal the name for the cigar. It's already trademarked. So anyways, I contact Shure, and they said they're going to sponsor me some badass mics to start with the podcast. Yeah,
you want the from Shure. You're going to get the SM7B.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one you're going to get, and I would be more than happy to sit down with you on the phone or on Zoom.
I appreciate that, bro.
And talk through equipment and lighting and all that kind and online platforms where you can host your stuff and all that. I'd be happy to talk to you about that.
And then what I want to do, when I learned how to DJ when I was 15, 16 years old, that's when I started DJing a little bit. But I started with turntables. I started with Techniques 1200s.
Techniques 1200s.
Yeah.
That's right.
A mixer, and headphones.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And a crayon.
They have no Serato. I'm not a big believer in Serato, even though all my DJ friends now, they all use Serato. And I want to take it back to the old school. You know, and in my storage right now, one of the things that I did keep that it's storage right now I have about 1,000 vinyls, bro. LPs.
Ooh.
I got from disco to old school to all the hip hop. I have a lot of house music, deep house, trance, minimal techno, hardcore. I used to love hardcore music. What else? What else do I have? And hard house music.
Yeah.
Dope.
So I want to see if I could bring me some of those, bring me some turntables, and do like a little mix show without Serato. Obviously, some crazy stuff I have in my head. But that's how I used to have fun, man, back then. You know, where I grew up, bro, I grew up in a city where it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in LA, and right around the 4 cities around me, they were all gang affiliated cities. So there was different gangs all over the place. But what kept me out of trouble when I was young, bro, was music.
Yeah.
And I want to thank my band director back then, Mr. Lee Mitchell. He taught me so much in music that he totally changed my life.
That's awesome.
And I tell you guys, if I would have been for music and cigars, I would have been somewhere else right now.
Yep.
Maybe locked up or dead. You know.
It's same for me. Same for me. If not for my music teachers, I would have been. It would have been a bad road for me. And I tried. Even after they pushed me so hard, and even after high school, and I tried so hard to fuck my life up, but they, people around me wouldn't let me slide. So
put it like this. One time, my band director. So what happened when I used to sneak out of my classes sometimes, right? And I used to go to the band room. That was like a haven zone right there. Right?
Same here, bro. Same here. Same here.
So then my band director wasn't there, and there was nobody there. So there were some girls I was trying to impress. So I took my cigar out and started smoking a cigar, bro. And I got suspended for smoking a cigar. I said, no. I told the principal at that time, I said, you should be lucky it's not weed. I'm smoking tobacco. It's organic. They started laughing at me. So, ever since I was young, they used to call me the cigar little dude,
Yeah.
Man, now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, that's how much I love tobacco, bro. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I tell people I could be making 6-7 figures somewhere else, doing something else, but I'm here all because of the love of cigars, bro. Think about it. I haven't made a dime.
Yeah.
Since I opened the factory, bro. I made money, from manufacturing for other brands, but that money goes back to the factory, pays payroll, pays factory, pays tobacco, right? But what about me? I haven't made money. But at the end of the day, it's not about money, bro.
Right.
I'm doing this for my passion. I'm doing this because I love just how it feels to have this cigar in your hand. And this is not bullshit, bro. Look at my hairs are sticking up. I'm telling you the truth. Otherwise, why the hell would I be in Esteli, 3,000 miles away from California, not eating In-N-Out burgers, bro?
Exactly.
I should be eating In-N-Out burger right now with my animal fries. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I'm here drinking Flor de Caña.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm telling you guys, what we do here is all passion.
Yeah.
It's passion of the leaf, man. And so I love what I do. I'm excited to present the new cigars coming out. And I'm excited that the brands that we make are having success.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that excites me. That's why when I take on a project, I put in all my love and effort. I'll give you guys an example. There's a lot of factories out here or anywhere. They're big factories that mass produce a lot of cigars, but you don't see the main guys in the production room testing every cigar from every table. And that's my job. We got 15 tables in my factory, but I'm only using about 6 right now. But out of those 6, I'm there every morning testing the bunch, right, without the wrapper, smoking it, making sure my buncher is not fucking up in my blend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there every day looking at my roller, making sure that the roll is nice and beautiful. Like I'm very different people do different things, right? But for me, I'm very technical with my rolling. If the wrapper looks like shit, if the wrapper, again, there's other people who do it different. But me, I like it perfect, bro. I like it to look beautiful.
Yeah.
You know? And so if I see any details on the wrapper, I give it back to my ponchero and my roller, and I say, hey, fix it, bro. Otherwise, you're not getting paid for it. So I'm there literally about 6-7 hours in my production room and in my tobacco room. Now, here's the hardest part. Finding the right tobacco.
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
There's a lot of people out there who all want the best tobacco that's available. So, and you gotta build those relationships with the suppliers to try to get your hands on the best available tobacco.
Absolutely.
Skip went on a little soapbox a while ago about the ability to find tobaccos and how people that are selling tobacco won't let you just cherry pick, like you said, the A's.
Yeah.
You got to buy, bundles that will include all ranges. And that's tough. What do you do with your C and D grade tobaccos other than, maybe sell them off for,
So the problem that little factories like myself, and I'm a lot smaller than Skip. Skip is in a whole different level than I am, But for example, if I was to go to a company and try to buy tobacco, and I'm talking about a very established company, not manufacturer, but when they sell the tobacco, we call it the. Can I say it in Spanish?
Yeah.
We call it pre-industrias, right? Pre-industries.
Yeah.
The people who sell the actual tobacco.
Like brokers.
No, not brokers. The actual producers of the tobacco.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So what happened is that, there's times where I gone at 6:45 in the morning with my tobacco manager to buy tobacco. We go there, we pick about 10 bales of tobacco of the good stuff, grade A, grade B tobacco, which we call it sano. Sano means say perfect tobacco, right? And then we tell them, okay, we'll be back. We're gonna bring the money. We come back maybe 30 minutes later, and someone came and bought it all.
Wow.
And that left me without production for the week.
Yeah.
There's been times where they don't want to sell me a tobacco because they promise that tobacco to the big companies.
Right.
Oliva, Drew State,
Skip.
Skip knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's a big problem we have right now. Nobody in this fucking town has Ligero. Ask Skip.
Yep.
You can't find that shit, bro. Right. From Esteli. And people who don't have it don't want to sell it. And so us little guys, we got to go through shit like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got to fight hard. We got to fight for them to respect us, bro. And us being gringos here, I mean, I'm not really, I don't look gringo, but they consider me a gringo here, right? A gringo Chicano. They don't respect us, bro. They'd rather sell the tobacco to a big guy than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to fight hard to earn their trust and respect here so we can buy tobacco.
Yeah. And that takes time, just like building any relationship. It takes time. You got to earn their trust. They've got to earn your trust. It's a two-way street kind of thing. And
we get people to come to our factory, offer us tobacco, and we look at the tobacco and it tastes like shit. It's not fermented right. It's not cured right. But I tell you guys, the secret of making a good cigar, and Skip could vouch for me, or any good cigar maker could vouch for me. The secret of making a cigar, it's not what you blend in it. Well, it has a lot to do with it, but it's how cured and fermented your tobacco is.
Mm-hmm.
There's brokers here who buy tobacco that only has 4 or 5 months of aging in the pilones, and they'll sell it to you. And they'll tell you, it's the most perfect tobacco. I had it for 1.5 years. Bullshit. It's fresh. It's still new.
Yeah.
And there's people like that who try to fuck us. They think we don't know. But we have good teams working with us. Our factory has some of the best. My production manager, my production manager's been making cigars since he was 13 years old. He started as a buncher with Padron.
Wow.
The man is 58 years old now. And that's the experience he has of making blends and cigars.
Yeah.
My tobacco manager's been doing this 15, 16 years. He knows all about, nobody could really screw him about tobaccos. Like, he will literally tell you, hey, this tobacco's no good. We don't want this tobacco.
Yeah.
You know? Same thing with Skip. Skip got himself a guy named Alex and the rest of us. That all they do is pick the right tobacco for Roma Craft and for Mika Sueño.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here. You know, we gotta go out there, we gotta look for the right tobacco, and when we do find it, we gotta buy it all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you don't, you're gonna make a shitty cigar.
So, you know, the story of the little guy is not anything that's foreign to the cigar industry, you know, certainly. And Art, listening to you and seeing how hard that you have worked to even get to this level, you know, says something. Your work ethic, your drive, your passion for the cigar industry is very clear. And we are super excited to, you know, like I said before, continue on this journey with you and watch what happens to your brand. We've already got several people that are excited to not only try your cigars, and that's where, you know, the story of the little guy becomes relevant in the American market, is by getting your cigars in the hands of the consumers. And so I can't wait to help make that happen for you, and I can't wait to see that happen.
You're the man, brother.
No, honestly, because nothing but love and respect for you, and we're excited to see this continue to come to fruition for you, and for you to grow your own monster.
Absolutely.
Gracias, mi hermano, like we say over here. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Garrett, do you think? I mean, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you think it's time?
Oh, I do think it's time.
Are you sure?
I'm definitely sure.
All right, guys. It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. And as always, Numero de los Muertos brought to us by our friends at Smoke Inn. All right. Episode 202, Numero de los Muertos. Garrett, what do you have for us this week?
So, Art, every week we play a game called Numero de los Muertos, where I give a number and a small clue, and it's up to you and Matt and everyone watching to guess how these people died. Yes or no questions, kind of 20 question style. So, the number this week is, on average, 59,000 people a year die from this globally. In the US, since 1900, it has been under 50 a year.
Okay, so way higher outside of the US.
Correct.
On average, globally, 59,000 people a year die from this.
Yes.
Drugs.
Oh,
No.
that's a good guess.
That is a good guess.
Car accidents.
Nope.
Cancer.
Oh, that would be in the millions.
All right, I'm gonna dig into my bag of tricks here.
Mhm.
Would these be considered workplace accidents?
No.
Drink accidents.
Nope.
I don't
Not
think it's diabetic, bro. I'm diabetic.
Not diabetes.
I'm not dead yet.
Are vehicles involved?
Vehicles are not involved. Mauled by a mule. I love it so much, but it's not right.
Maybe run over a horse.
Nope.
Are animals involved?
Animals are involved.
Animals are involved. Okay.
Crocodiles.
Nope, not crocs.
Eaten by a
Snakes.
lion.
Nope.
No lions, no snakes, no crocodiles.
Shark bites.
Uh-uh.
Are these land animals?
Yes. Not drownings, not snakes,
Scorpion bites.
not malaria, not scorpions.
Are they mammals?
Yes.
What ain't malaria? That's the chicken.
Mosquitoes.
Hey.
That's I'm saying malaria is mostly mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is it rabies?
It is rabies.
Dog bites.
I was about to say rabies. That's
vampire bites. Here in Nicaragua, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, I think, isn't that true that bats are the most common cause of rabies infections?
Correct.
Really?
Yes.
So globally.
So globally, bats are, and in the U.S. it is raccoons.
Raccoons in the U.S.?
Yeah.
And Nicaragua is dogs and bats.
Dogs. Okay. Yep.
There's a lot of bats in it. Well, I suppose there's a lot of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There would be a lot of
mountains and caves and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to rethink going back. No, I'll go back.
But you know, I never knew raccoons bite, bro.
Well, there's especially in the Appalachians, they love to go raccoon hunting.
What, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like for meat, they eat them?
No, so it's called cooning, which.
Okay.
Yep. We won't go into that, but they have so hound dogs are usually used as their coon dogs.
Yeah.
And they tree them.
Oh.
They tree these coons.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they just shoot them just to shoot them. They don't eat the meat or anything like that. I mean, they're rodents.
I'm sure some people may eat it, but it's mostly for their hides and things.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about the hide.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, the other day I seen a video of in Cuba, they actually go and they hunt crocodiles, bro, just barefooted with spears. And they kill 5, 6 at a time, and they take them with them in a little canopy. There's a video about that. Killing crocodiles in Cuba. You'll see a crazy video.
With spears?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, count me out.
and they do it secretly because if they get caught by the government, they'll get locked up for life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Life.
Yeah, one of my Cuban friends was showing me the video that I'm like, that's some crazy shit. I will never do that shit. People ran away in Miami from those.
No. Oh, man, that's crazy. Well, that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, now let's jump into the lightning round, sponsored by J.C. Newman Cigar Company. They are America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and the American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 112-year-old El Reloj cigar factory in historic Cigar City, Florida. For more information on their cigars or their visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right, Art.
Love those guys.
Question number 1.
Uh-huh.
If you could hear the thoughts of one living person for 10 minutes, who would it be and why?
My wife.
Brave.
That's
brave.
It's a great answer. You way braver than I am.
She has to give me that look like. And when she does that, I'm like, okay, either I gotta get out, I gotta leave, or she's gonna knock me out, right? She happy, me happy, right?
Oh man, that look. Everybody knows that look.
Yeah.
All right, so Art, if you were about to get into a fight, what would your soundtrack music be?
It would have to be NWA or Snoop Dogg or any album from Dr. Dre. For sure.
Dope.
Yeah.
Old school West Coast hip hop.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
like, it's all we listen to, bro. It's
Right.
just old school hip hop, bro. 80s, 90s hip hop.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
That's right, brother.
So choose one of the following. Now, I don't know if you're a sports fan or not, but choose one of the following. You could hit a home run as a starting pitcher. You could score a touchdown as a defensive lineman, or you could score a goal in a hockey game as the goalie, or a goal in a soccer game as the goalie.
I will have to say a home run, bro. I will have to go for my Dodgers, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dodgers.
LA, baby. I mean, we did take the World Series not too long ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
You're playing our Minnesota Twins as we speak. I don't know what I'll check the score on that. Well, Garrett,
Yeah.
our favorite lightning round question.
All right, Art. The zombies are coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You get 3 picks to be on your zombie apocalypse survival team from the cigar industry. So, who 3 people from the cigar industry do you pick to be on your team?
One of them has to be Skip Martin for sure. Skip, get ready, brother. You're one of them.
It's a good pick.
He has all the guns he needs.
He does.
Yeah.
My second will have to be, well, I will have to say the cigar industry because my wife's in the industry. She works for me every day. In fact, she runs the factory when I'm not there, and she's in charge of administration, so I have to pick her too.
For sure.
Yeah. And my third one, this is going to be a funny one. Let's see. Who's the crazy guy that I know that will go out there and start killing zombies with me? With machetes. Man. I want to see who I have here that could go out with me and kill zombies. So it's me, Skip. I'm going to have to say Skip's wife, Arlen.
Oh, yeah. I love that answer.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah, the 2 friends and the 2 friends. There you go.
Yeah. I love it, man.
We'll kick ass. We'll have 2 Nicaraguans and 2 gringos. One from Texas, one from California. Right? That's a good combo.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, for those who care, the Dallas Stars did defeat the Seattle Kraken. We're a little sad about that, but it is what it is.
Go Texas.
So, Dallas Stars are going to face Las Vegas in the semifinal of the Stanley Cup playoff. So we'll see how that goes. And currently, as we speak, it's the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Dodgers are ahead of the Twins 3-1.
Yes.
So we'll keep track of how that game progresses. All right, let's jump into notable smokables. So Art, each week on the show, we name a cigar that we smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, this could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we just smoked for the first time in a long time, or it could be a cigar that's brand new that we tried for the first time ever. Name a cigar that you smoked recently, and obviously you're smoking a lot of your own stuff, but if you get a chance to jump outside of your portfolio and smoke something from another brand, what's something you smoked recently that really stood out to you?
I smoked some Roma Crafts. Love those guys. I smoke a lot of Olivas too. I like those guys. I smoke a lot of Plasencias. I like those guys too. And I want to say I smoke here and there. The other day I had an Oveja Negra cigar. That was a good cigar.
Oh yeah.
There are neighbors down the street.
Yeah.
And there's a small brand I did smoke that I was pretty intrigued about. And as a matter of fact, I offered them to make them cigars too. What's the name of that brand? I think it's called Benavides Cigars.
Okay.
It's a Nicaraguan dude who started making cigars and called it Benavides Cigars. He's a cool guy. He lives in California too, but he's from Esteli. And so I had one of his cigars, and it was a great cigar. I actually enjoyed it.
Right on.
Yeah. I'm not a Connecticut wrapper type of guy, but he had a Connecticut cigar, and it was well blended. I said, dude, that's a good cigar. So I had one of those guys.
Nice.
I try to support, good cigars. But my number 1 pick is Roma. My second pick, it will have to be a Plasencia. My third pick will be Oliva.
Okay. Right on.
The Oliva V's, the Milanios, I like those guys. I smoke all the time.
Yeah. Garrett, what was your notable this week?
Well, not this week, but my last cigar before I almost died was I had the Protocol Themis, or as I like to say, the MI5.
The MI5.
The Protocol, huh? Nice.
Yeah.
You know, their factory where they make their cigars is 1 block from my house.
Oh, is it for real?
Oh, yeah.
A 3-minute walk from here. It's called La Zona, right?
La Zona,
Yeah, we know the Zona guys very well.
Mm-hmm.
So the MI5.
The MI5 was
we're always going to call it.
And I love that guy, bro. He reminds me of the guy from from New York.
Juan Cancel.
What's the actor's name? But every time I see him, I say, "Yo!" With Puerto Rican's language, Wokonga. You remember that movie Carlito's Way?
Yeah.
He
comes out and that he's an actor from Puerto Rico. What's the actor's name?
Oh, is that Danny Trejo?
No. He's not Puerto Rican. He's Mexican.
Oh, I thought he was Puerto Rican.
No. Danny Trejo's Mexican, brother.
Okay.
Chicano
Okay.
like me.
Okay.
No. You know what I'm talking about. I have a picture with him. But he's from New York, Puerto Rican actor.
not Al Pacino.
That
John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Oh, Leguizamo, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. My notable smokable this week was actually something new from Avo Cigars. They're starting to come out with this Seasons series, and the first edition in the series is Spring. And it's this nice kind of diadema, sort of perfecto shaped cigar. And I smoked it this morning. Actually, it was nice. That was a nice cigar. I want to smoke some more of them, get a better idea of it. But it was a nice blend that I had this morning from Avo Cigars. Honestly, the first cigar I've had from Avo in a while.
I haven't had many.
I have some older Avos stashed away in my humidor, but it's first one of the newer Avos that I've had in quite a while.
And I've got that old box.
Yeah, you do.
In your humidor as well.
Yeah.
And I remember when Avo died, my fear was that the brand was going to die with him. And the Davidoff, family is keeping that. They're keeping it alive.
They're keeping that brand alive.
And that's the blessing. That's the whole point of us making cigars, guys. There's a movie called Troy that I love a lot. It speaks about the story of Troy. But when Hercules was going into battle and he says, "I want to be remembered for 1,000 years." You guys remember that part?
Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing with cigars. We want to be remembered for the next 100 years, like the Fuentes, like the J.C. Newmans. And that's why we're doing this, bro, because we're doing this so that way our generations can continue what we're doing and never stop.
Yeah.
And so hopefully when I'm not in this world anymore, if I don't have any kids, my nephews can continue my business, or somebody that I put and trust to continue their company. But that's the whole point of tradition and honor. We want to be remembered for the next 100 years. So by doing a cigar, it's like we put all our work into it so that we could be remembered for a long time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Amen. Mm-hmm. So let's tell our viewers and listeners about some coming attractions we have. That's brought to us by our friends at AJ Fernandez.
Nice.
Born and raised in Cuba, AJ Fernandez now produces unparalleled premium cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua. The AJ Fernandez portfolio of cigars provides blend strength and flavor profiles to match the preferences of any premium cigar consumer. Whether it's New World, Dias de Gloria, San Latano, Enclave, or Bellas Artes, you are sure to be satisfied with a cigar from AJ Fernandez. So next week on the show, on May 22nd, we have Laurel Tilley, now from AJ Fernandez. And then the week after that is the 29th. That's Memorial Day. We're going to take that day off for the Memorial Day holiday here in the States. And then starting off the month of June, we have none other than Alex Tavella, the GOAT from Smoke Inn, as our special guest on the show. So, Art, if you would please let our viewers and listeners know where is the best place for them to find out more information about you and your brands.
So follow us on Instagram at Tabacalera Segovias. That's our factory. And then you can also follow our brand, which is at Segovias Destiny Cigars.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to hopefully seeing your cigars on shelves again in the United States. And just wish you the absolute best. And thank you so much for giving us some time on the show this evening.
Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Art, if you want to hang out in the green room real quick after we get done, we'll say our proper goodbyes there, just so you know.
Let's do it.
Right on. Viewers and listeners, guys, thank you so much for being the best part of How About That Cigar Live. We thank you so much for giving us your time and learning along with us some great stuff about the cigar industry and the people who make it great. If you would please take just a minute and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, and make sure to like the page and do all the subscribing and the clicking and the things so you don't miss anything that we have going on, because we really are very excited about the special guests that we have coming up on the show, as always. Make sure to follow us on all social media at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
Not bridges.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.